What is going on? So we had to restart this because of a little technical issue that I'm not going to tell anybody about because I'm embarrassed. But I've got Shane from Lawn and Light. He's got a YouTube channel. I was scrolling through it a couple weeks ago, and some really great content. He's over in Texas, and I wanted to have him on the channel because he's got a really cool story. You know, he's a serial entrepreneur for sure. How do you start a Christmas lighting business? What inspired you to do this? Talk to me.
All right, man. I love lights. I love Christmas lights. I love Christmas time. 15 years ago, I got on my roof and started putting Christmas lights on my house. And it was the old incandescent bulbs that you can only put 2 or 3 strands together. I started putting lights on there, wrapped them around my house, got them hung up, got some of them connected. I was about 3/4 of the way done. And I couldn't figure out how to get the lights on the roof line. So I was stapling lights on my shingles, which is a big no-no. Don't do that. And I couldn't get them to work. They kept tripping. I was dropping bulbs, they were breaking, and I ripped them all off my house.
Today's video is brought to you by 𝗤𝘂𝑖Q, our service business platform that helps to streamline your business, keeping up with customers, sending estimates and invoices, payment processing, all for free, as well as keeping up with all of your company information that's going to provide you with the data-driven insights that allow you to become more efficient and drive more revenue to your business. It's on both the Apple and the Google Play Store. There is a free version. We also have a 14-day free trial for the premium version. Check it out, and don't forget to register to win a pressure washing business starter kit. All the information is in the link below.
I was so mad, and I said I would never, ever, ever do Christmas lights again. And 5 years after that, my business partner had come to me about 3 or 4 years after that, and he said, "Man, we need to start a Christmas light business." And I'm like, no. He kept on me, and I was like, okay, I guess between the two of us, we can figure this thing out. And that was about 10 years ago.
That's awesome. And so when you decide that you're going to do that, how did you learn how to do this? Obviously you did it yourself, and it was frustrating. So obviously there's some education. Did you just learn it yourself? Did you get online? Did you?
I had to. There was no videos on YouTube about how to do this stuff up until about 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. There was nothing. You know, you have, where do I get the materials from? We had no idea where I get the materials from. How do I charge for this? You've
touched on two of the things that I was going to ask you about. Like when you're starting a Christmas lighting for people that are just starting out, or even a homeowner, right? Because I know that, you know, your channel is more geared towards helping the homeowner figure out how to do it. And then you've also got a store that sells all of the stuff, and that's lawnandlight.com, right?
Yeah, lawnandlight.com. We're demystifying the Christmas light industry for a homeowner, for the DIYer that wants to do something themselves. And so making them feel like they can do it a professional way, like our customers are making their lights look like a professional did it. It's awesome to get their pictures and to see like, okay, my customer did this and we've trained them and taught them how to do this. So what led there, back in the beginning, the investigation process was a lot different back then than it is now. There's so much information on YouTube about how to put Christmas lights up, and they're starting to be about how to run a Christmas light business. We learned through failure.
Right.
The more we failed, the faster we grew.
And that's how it works, right? You know, you mentioned 𝗤𝘂𝑖Q, and it was the exact same thing. There was a void in the market for a CRM, which this is more than a CRM, but it was, I would get asked all the time, "Hey, Mike, what CRM do you use?" And I never had an answer because there was nothing that I used, because I couldn't find something that did everything that I needed. And so we decided we're just going to build it ourselves. So we just figured it out. We hired a development team, and a year later we've got what I think is probably one of the best platforms for service businesses to use to manage their customers, to create estimates, to send invoices, collect payments. And then there's a plethora of other, features in that app. And it's on the Google Play Store, it's on the App Store. So you guys can check that out if you want. So if someone's wanting to start this, or a homeowner is wanting to do this, what do they need? What kind of equipment, right? Obviously you need ladders.
Yeah, you got to have some ladders. So I'll start with the business side of it, because you need a lot more than the homeowner does. Here, let's just make it simple. If you're a homeowner, go to lawnandlight.com. First of all, watch our videos on Lawn and Light. There's 3 or 4 of them there. And if you feel comfortable doing it on your roof, then you can go to our website, 𝗤𝘂liche.com, order your custom kit, which is based in footages, which we teach you how to measure your house, and then follow the program and put your lights up. That's as simple as it gets, really. Oh, cool. You put it there. You dadgum computer whiz.
So this is Shane's website, 𝗤𝘂liche.com. And, you know, it really does just walk you through everything. He's got a video here, the complete how-to guide to set up Christmas lights. And then everything that you could possibly need is available right here on the website. So you can get everything ordered, shipped directly to you, and get those professional results from, doing it yourself.
All right. So how far do you want to go into the business side of what you need to start a Christmas light business?
I'm interested. I want to know, exactly what you need.
Okay. So I think the first thing that you need, because I've learned from a lot of my failures, is to prioritize learning before starting. Now, what I don't want anybody to do is be paralyzed by trying to attain too much information. There's a healthy balance there of knowing what you're going to get into and creating processes before you get into it. Because once you get into it, you're going to be so busy doing it that it's hard to create the processes. So learn from gals on YouTube, learn, develop your process. Now it's time to buy. It's time to get into this game. You want some way to transport your materials, and preferably in a water resistant type. So I would recommend like an enclosed trailer. That would probably be the easiest thing to do, is set up an enclosed trailer for your Christmas light season, so that when you're not using it, it can sit over there in your yard, and you don't have a truck that's just being used for Christmas lights. It just makes more sense that way. Then you need to get some ladders. And what I would recommend is there's some areas of the country where a lot of the houses are 2-story. And so you're going to need if a lot of them are 2-story, like Dallas, if you do lights in Dallas, a lot of those houses are like way up there. So you need a 30-foot extension ladder, you need a 24-foot extension ladder, and 2 other little giant ladders, which are, I believe, a 17-foot and a 22-foot. And then you need to find your supplies. And we're going to have on our website next year a place for contractor wholesale supplies where you can log in and get those from us. But if there are local people that you can start working with in each big market.
How do you go about marketing this business? What have you found has been the best way to get your name out there to let people know?
In the beginning, it was a little bit easier because we started almost 10 years ago, and we were like one of 3 Christmas light companies in our area. And so really what our focus was to set us apart was take great pictures and post them on social media and give a bunch of stuff away. That was our marketing tactics at that time. And it worked, man. And I think you can stay on that, take great pictures, post them on social media, give a bunch of stuff away, and talk about your message. I think every company needs to have a why, and project that why out there to the people so that they can buy in or not buy in. But if you have a why, you have a reason. You also need to have a why for why you're doing it. But if, let's say, a new Christmas light company, we sold ours almost 3 years ago. If I was going to start another one, what I would project our why is, I would say, okay, for every say 20 houses that we install, we're going to do one for free in a low income area. And that would be like our company why, like a Tom's Shoes type deal. That's kind of what I would want to do in the future. And so that everything that we do is tied to giving back and giving back to the community, and maybe some people that, definitely some people that wouldn't be able to afford Christmas lights anyways. I think you have, as far as marketing goes nowadays, we have to separate ourselves. And then here's the other thing about service business, Mike, you know this. Very simple. Do what you say you're going to do, when you say you're going to do it, how you say you're going to do it, and you'll be at the top 10% of the market.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you were spot on as far as talking about, identifying the why, right? The why for the customer. Why Christmas lights? Because I don't want to get on a ladder and climb up to the second story and deal with that on my house, right? And I think there's a lot of people, and if you're targeting the right customer base, Those are the people that have the money, they have the disposable income, and they have
Yes.
the understanding that they want something, but they don't want to do it themselves.
Yeah.
And so by identifying that target market, especially for a niche service like this, not only are you going to be able to increase profit margins because you're providing an incredible value, right? How to price,
Yes.
and I know we can kind of paint with a broad stroke because you can't tell anybody exactly how to price in their market, but there's got to be some averages.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
So the average for I'm going to say a qualified company, a reputable company, is going to be anywhere from $5 to $8 a foot across the United States is pretty typical.
Okay.
So, and how to price in your market, we'll figure out what your market is. So some markets are like $3.50 or $4 a foot. You may not be able to see what you can get, but your gross profit ought to be about 100 to 300%.
That's beautiful. Those are the profit margins that are not attainable in a lot of services that we provide, right?
The gross profit margin is there, but again, I think you go back to, you can just price per foot only. You can price per foot with variables when you get up into, and I'll give you a few variables. If you price, say your regular price is $5 a foot for the baseline of an easy roof, if they have gutter guards, or if their roof is steeper than a certain pitch, then you may add 50 cents a foot or 75 cents a foot. But it's pretty easy across the board if you're just getting started to get a price that you feel comfortable with and move forward from there. Do it for a year. That's okay. If your initial price is enough to where you're making profit, do it for a year and learn all those variables of how you need to adjust, and then make an adjustment the next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I'd mentioned to you previously that I've left, a tremendous amount of money on the table over the years because I just wasn't valuing my time. And, regardless of what you're doing, whether it's lawn care, pressure washing, Christmas lighting, any of these services, and if you're just starting out, a lot of times people do undervalue what they're providing to the customer. And when you undervalue, you're hurting other competitors because you're killing the market, and B, you're hurting your own bank account because you're not maximizing the profitability. You heard what Shane said, like 300% margin on something like this. And that's why it's so important to know your costs, right? And if you don't know your costs, you don't know your overhead, then it's really hard to come up with any kind of pricing. So you said your first year you did, and I'm kind of just guesstimating, about $140,000. You said you did 140.
Our very first year we did about 5,000. Okay. Here, I'll run them real quick because I think year one, 5,000. Year two, 140,000. No, sorry. Year two, 45,000. Year three, 145,000. Year four, 240. Year five, 320. Year six, 420. Year seven, I think 550.
What's so unbelievable? Those are great numbers for a year-round business, but your Christmas lighting is what? You're
really starting, like you're gearing up in September 1st, like getting your mind right as an owner of what I need. You're thinking about ordering materials and stuff before that. What's the marketing? Marketing starts in August, and the planning for marketing starts a little bit before that, but it's not time consuming. September, you're gearing up, planning, stocking stuff, talking to your suppliers, doing those things. October 1st, you hit the ground running, and you don't stop until about December 10th to 12th. That's when the installs typically in our area. That's what we noticed, around the 10th or 12th. And you have a little gap between then and December 31st where you're just doing repairs.
Right.
And then, January 2nd, after New Year's Day, you're back at it and you're taking lights down as fast as you can take them down for as long as it takes for you to get them down. We always guaranteed that we would have all our lights down by January 31st. And we really never had any issues with customers as long as we kept to that timeline.
That's awesome. And how much time is spent on the repairs? Like, is that a full-time?
That's a good question. When you get up to the point where you're doing 150 to 200 houses, maybe 250, you really need maybe one person dedicated to doing 2 to 4 hours of repairs a day. And a lot of times it was me. At that point, it was me and my business partner. I was out doing bids. He was out making sure that the crews were running. efficiently and getting them what they needed. And so both of us would tag team. I'd hit a few repairs here and there between bids, and he'd hit a few repairs here and there between checking on crews and stuff.
Gotcha. What were the biggest repairs? Lights out?
Timers.
Timers.
Yeah, we had lights out, but those are easy. Those are easy fixes. And you can see them. And so we developed a process where we would not go out and do a repair unless we had a picture from a customer. So we would ask them, hey, take a picture of your house at night to show us what bulbs are out. That we'd get that. And then we're there the next day fixing those bulbs. Well, if you try to fix them during the day and you don't have a picture, you can't see what you're doing. They're not that bright during the day. Other than that, timers, I still haven't found a timer that I love. And they go out, and that's fine. Like they're 10 or 15 bucks. You just go pop one on there, but it's the trip that costs you. It's not the timer.
Yeah. And man, I appreciate you coming on the channel.
Yeah.
I know that you've told us a bunch of stuff, and I think there's some tremendous value here. So you guys definitely check out lawnandlight.com if you need to get any kind of Christmas lighting supplies. They've got pretty much everything you need, and it looks like they're going to continue to expand inventory. So definitely check that out, and also check out Lawn and Light, the YouTube channel. Go over there and subscribe. Well, man, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate your time, and hope to have you again on soon. Man. And next year in Savannah.
It's on, man. It's
all
on.
Right, brother. Hey, thanks again.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate you.
You got it. Bye-bye.